I think high school sports still matters. I really genuinely do. And it's so sad to me that there are so many places where there's no media to tell the stories of these high school kids. But especially in small schools, some of these communities, like we're here tonight in Hebron for the Porter County Conference basketball tournament, these kids, this is a big deal to them. Playing in these games is a big deal. These kids, these families, these coaches, these parents. If I wasn't here at Hebron High School right now covering the PCC girls and boys basketball tournaments, I don't think anybody would be. And that's not fair to these kids. My name is Sam Beishuizen. I'm from Crown Point, Indiana, and I am by day a logistics professional at Vanguard National Trailer in Monon, Indiana. And by night, I go to high schools across Northwest Indiana, writing about high school sports, high school basketball, football, everything, mostly for the Times of Northwest Indiana. Sports reporting is getting so much smaller. It's getting so much smaller. I hate that I'm saying this, but to be only a freelancer in today's journalism landscape, I just don't think that it's possible. I really don't think that it's possible to do it and really have long-term success as far as you're making okay money, you're confident about your job next year, the year after, 3 years from now. You're putting money away for retirement. You know what I mean? You're doing the right things. You have insurance, you have healthcare, everything. I don't think you can do that anymore. I know some folks that are still trying to do it, and they're miserable in the Chicagoland area. They're miserable. So I really think you need to have a traditional job, whether that's full-time or part-time. You need to have another piece of it that you can count on, because my job with the Times changes every single year. There are some years where I could do 3 or 4 things a week. There's some years where I'm down to 1 thing a week, and then it flips the next year, and for no noticeable reason other than that's the amount of money that the parent company, Lee Enterprises, has been able to put toward freelancers, right? My stalwart part of my freelancing is with a traditional newspaper, the Times of Northwest Indiana. And so for me, on a traditional night, it's going to that game, tweeting about updates from that game, shooting video of key plays that you might use on the site or whatever for context. Usually taking pictures after the game just of those athletes, because we don't always have a photographer on site. So if we need a headshot or something, that's on me. It's changed so much in the last decade that it's hard to know where it's going. Everything is so feature heavy now. You know, when I come to a game, I'm not necessarily, until you get to a sectional or like a tournament, who wins doesn't matter nearly as much as who's good or who's interesting. You know, is there a deaf girl at Hammond Central High School that is playing with a translator? Like, that's cool. People want to hear about that more than they want to hear that Hammond Central lost by 15 to Morton High School, right? So I think the future is going toward more features, more humanized storytelling, more historical significance, right? This is the first time this school has done this in 30 years or 40 years. This is the only school in the country to do this, or this kid has this that's not, untraditional about them, but they still have success. It's those features that I think high school journalism is moving more and more to, which to me isn't a bad thing. I think that's cool. Yeah, tell me about who's really good at the end of the year, but until then, tell me about who's doing something extraordinary. I think analytics is huge. Those people that are learning the differences in sports and how to look at numbers and tell stories, that matters right now. It's different, it's hot. I think that's the future of carving your niche in sports. It's features, or it's looking at data that other people are not looking at. I'm worried for the future of freelance writing, because I don't think there's a lot of people that are willing to do what I'm doing still. And what I'm finding is that not a lot of papers are replacing the freelancers that leave. My wife asks me all the time, like, why are you still doing this? I think that when I stop, there will not be another freelancer. When I stop, that's it. When I stop, I genuinely think that the stories that I'm telling just will stop being told. And it's so hard to come to grips with that. when you care about the area. And I'm from here. I lived here. I grew up here. So it matters to me. I just don't think that's going to matter as much to the next guy if there is a next guy.